Hey everyone, Johnny Boy here, and welcome back to the Subnautica Beginner's Guide. In today's episode, we're going to be braving the Aurora, but before we get started, somebody asked me where exactly I built my base. I didn't really show the specifics, so let's go ahead and do that now. So, here's the alien base. This is our starting point because, well, it's ginormous and it's a huge landmark. So from there, let's turn around and run right to this cave entrance. So from here, you turn around and you walk out to the ocean. Just a little bit further. And voila, it's straight down from here. You have to go down, I believe it's 130 meters. Somewhere around there.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency.
Yeah, about 130 meters. So, as you can see, I've added some additions to the base since the last episode. It's not quite complete, but in the next episode we should be going over the finished product, as well as making the prawn suit, but that's in the next episode. So let's go ahead and get to the Aurora, and hope I don't run into something horrible on the way.
Captain.
Okay, so now that we're almost there, I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. Behind the Aurora is the Reaper Leviathan. If you go a little bit too deep or a little bit too far out, he's gonna chase you, and it's not gonna be pretty, especially if you're outside the Seamoth. He will eat you instantly. No fighting, no nothing. He'll swim up to you, and if you get in front of his mouth, you're gone. That's it. End of discussion. Okay, we're here. And remember how I was talking about the Propulsion Cannon and crabs? Well, hey buddy, you wanna go on a trip? Doop! Goodbye. Oh, you want some too? Whoop. I am death. Now that I've had my fun massacring these crabs, yoink. That was satisfying beyond measure. You have no idea how good that felt. There are two entrances to the Aurora. This one right here, which you need the propulsion cannon. Like, there's no getting around it. But if you want to come here early, like right after you get the lead suit, there's another way to get in. I'll show you that as soon as I'm done clearing this out. Whoop. Donk. Whoop. Donk. Whoop. Donk. This is so satisfying. Yoink.
Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
Does that actually kill it? Nope. Huh. Oh, I'm out of power. That was worth it. And here we are, the Aurora's second entrance, which is consumed in fire. Well, remember how I said fire was a thing a year ago? Here it is. This is where the thing starts. You take out your fire extinguisher. It's probably not necessary to take this part out. You might be able to squeeze through without taking too much damage. But there are some parts coming up where it's pretty necessary to do so. Yeah, also, there's a lot of boxes around here with batteries and food and water. You should probably take those. Okay, so before we do anything else, the cargo bay is our destination, but there's debris blocking the way. So what do? Well, the developers put this here as a little hint. There's a propulsion cannon fragment. That's their way of telling you, you need this to get a little further. Well, you don't actually need it. There's actually a couple of ways to get over this. The first one is, let's see if I can do it on the first try. You stand on top of this thing, get pretty close, and you make a running jump. Go! And I hurt myself. Let's try it again. Make a running start, and that was sad. Okay, let's try a third time. The third time's the charm. Get a running start, and closer, but not quite good enough. And there we go. That's how you get over one way. Or if you're not a brave jumper like I am, here's the less fun method. You get on here. You get on here. You run. Okay. It was this box. You get on this box, and then voila. Pretty simple, right? It's not nearly as fun as that way. That way is fun. So let's go ahead and get started on what we need to do. So one thing I forgot to mention, the administration's office has the codes to the cargo bay door. So go to there before you head down here. Here's a poster in case you want to liven up the base. Also, there's trash in case you want to throw the poster away. Hardcore parkour! Hardcore parkour! Ah. Hardcore parkour! Yes! Welcome to the cargo bay. There's honestly not too much going on around here besides all the crates and stuff. There's food, there's water, and I think there's some batteries in here. But if anything, the food and water makes this definitely worth it because, well, they're one slot items and they fill almost all of your bar. So if you're exploring somewhere that you can't immediately get back to a spot with food and water, then maybe consider holding on to these and take it along. Oh. Well, it appears I was mistaken. In all my times coming to the base, I've never seen a Cyclops engine fragment in here. Well, first time for everything, I guess. Now that we're done with the cargo bay up there, there's actually 3 different locations we can go to right now. The Seamoth Bay, which has something very useful that I want very much. The drive room, which is an important story mission. And the living quarters, which has quite a few things that I really want to grab. But let's just do it in order. First, we'll go to the Seamoth Bay. You need a repair gun to get in here, and... okay, so the item I really want in here is the Seamoth Depth Module. This allows me to go, I believe, 100 meters deeper with the Seamoth, which means I won't blow up if I go to the jellyfish cave again to get magnetite. There's also a Seamoth Fragment, in case you didn't finish it somehow. There's also some messed up multiplayer games, I guess. So now that you've finished with the Seamoth Bay, let's go ahead and take care of the drive room. You're going to need the repair tool and the fire extinguisher. So let's go ahead and go in there. This ship is on fire! Okay, so right away you see 4 pillars of whatever this room does. And you also see these holes with sparks flying out of them. This is the source of the radiation. Let's go ahead and seal up these holes and see what happens. And we're done. The drive core has been sealed. The Aurora is saved. Everyone that you know and loved probably died in the crash. This ship will never fly again. But the drive core has been fixed, and I count that as a success in my book. Now, the last thing in this room, because there's actually one little goodie you can get after fixing these, is this. The Cyclops Engine Efficiency Module. This is going to be useful when we actually get a Cyclops, which isn't going to be for a while, but still, it's useful. And now that we've taken care of both the drive room and the Seamoth Bay, it's time to go to the living quarters. The locker room. Same thing. This, you're going to need the laser cutter for. Okay, before leaving this area, carefully look around. There's a couple of PDAs in here, and one of which I believe has the codes to get to a different area of the ship. This one does have a code, but I don't think it's the one I was talking about, so let's look around a little more. Well, unfortunately, if it's in there, I couldn't find it, so let's just keep on going. And here we are, the Prawn Bay. This is where we're going to get our new best friend, the Prawn Suit. Let's see if I can carefully scan him right here. Come on. There we go. You can also scan the ones up here. And here's the last one. Ta-da! Now we have the Prawn Suit. Everything's on fire. But we have the Prawn Suit. That's all that matters. Speaking of what, here's something else that we can use. A storage module. This is a flexible item. You can put it on the Seamoth or the Prawn Suit. Now that that's out of the way, again, you'd probably need a grav gun to get up here, but you can just jump on these boxes and go up like they're not even there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say the living quarters has a lot of stuff you can scan if you haven't scanned anything else in the area. So let's go ahead and see what we can find. There's a bar table and fire. There's a vending machine and more fire. There's a chair, even more fire. There's these single wall shelves. There's a cat poster, which I am going to take because I like cats. Ow. Here's a single bed in case you don't feel like using the double bed, which I don't know why you would. Here's a different prawn poster, and for now, I'm pretty sure this is the last thing, but here's a poster for a natural selection 2. Okay, I think I've scanned pretty much everything I want to. Now let's get down to business. Those codes that we found earlier are actually to this store, so let's go ahead and pull it up. It should be under codes and clues. Sweet offer. I don't want to read all this, but here's the cabin. Code's 1869. 1869. And there we go. We have access. Now let's see what's in here. Another PDA. Let's see what this one says.
Integrating new PDA data.
Nothing important. Is there anything else important in here? A stuffed animal. A blue cap for some reason. And also this shelf, which I can use to store the hat and the stuffed animal, I guess. Now, we did have the code for this store. However, there's actually one more room that's locked. The captain's quarters. Unfortunately, I don't have the code for this one. And you're not going to get it until you get through some of the story. I'd say about 1/3 of the story. You have to complete that much before you actually get the code to that door. Something exciting happens, and not at all sad. And after that, you get the code. So, well, there's at least that. Now, we're going to say goodbye to this room for now. There's actually one more thing I want to show you in here, but that's the last thing on my list. For now, we actually need to jump into this water. And once we're inside the water, we need to swim over here. All the way to the right of the room. Hey, a flashlight tool. I actually haven't built this yet, so we can make use of it. Let me just drink some water. And there we go. Now we don't have to use the sea glider to see. Glide. And now that we're up here, this is where the black box is. I think it's down here. Yep, here's the black box. We just take this, and we're good, pretty much. There's only one other room I want to go to before going back. And again, laser cutter. Okay, now that we're through, this is where I want to go. I need the code to get in there, and it should be somewhere around here. If not, don't worry, I have it memorized. At least to you guys, I have it memorized. I'm actually going to cheat and go online and look it up myself, but I have it memorized after I cheated and looked it up. Be right back. Never mind, it was immediately to my left, and I have never found it. Every single time I came here, I cheated to get into this room. I'm a fraud. You should all unsubscribe. Send me hate mail. All that stuff. 6483. And here we go. The importance of coming into this room is this. Whoa.
New blueprint acquired.
Our data corruption has been cleared. Now we have some more advanced stuff. Like, I don't know if you saw that just now,
Have been updated.
but we have an upgrade to our
Integrated
propulsion
new
cannon.
data.
That I have actually never made, so I'm kind of excited to see what it does. Speaking of the propulsion cannon, we're going to be using it to do what I want to do next. Show off a glitch. Okay, so up there is the first entrance to the Aurora. However, I'm out of fire extinguisher stuff. So... burning alive, ow, ow! Okay, now we're through. There should also be a fire extinguisher. Not here. Oh, here it is. Let's go ahead and use a health kit because I just burned myself alive. And reset the fire extinguisher. And here we go. Let's just put out these flames. And head back to the glitch. Okay, so we're back in the Prawn Bay. But first, a little bit of story behind this glitch that I discovered. So, the thing is, in order to get into the Aurora, as I said, you need a propulsion cannon. And one of the things about the propulsion cannon is that you're able to move objects around, like these boxes. And you see that door right over there? You see how it's green and it has a handle on it? It's kind of hard to see through the fire, but you can see it. I thought, hey, since you have the propulsion cannon, you can stack up these boxes and go up there. That's why they're all here, right? Not because the ship exploded and things got tossed around. So, I spent a good part of about 50 minutes stacking these boxes in such a way that would allow me to climb up there, which is what I'm going to do again. And I went to the door, and it wouldn't open. There was no indicator to click on it or anything. So, I kind of, at that moment, got a little disappointed. And I guess my finger slipped on the right key, because as soon as I touched that wall up there, well, I'll just show you. So, be right back. This is actually going to take me quite a bit of time to set up. So, here I go. Oh. Okay, I guess I can just Houdini myself up here by floating myself on the boxes. Well, anyway, I'm up here. So, let's try and put out these fires. Never mind. They're fake. And, as I said, no luck. This door is green, but you can't go through it. Well, that's a shame. Let me just save it real quick. And lean against this wall in frustration. Oh my. Yes. We are inside the inside of the Aurora. And it is quite strange here. You can actually see a lot of stuff going on around here. You could actually figure out that you can get into this room over here, and there's a PDA, but you can't actually swim above the floor. I'm trying right now. You can also see the entirety of this empty ship for some reason. Now, before the game was officially finished, when I came in here, these walls, not all of them were solid. And the thing about the game before it was finished, and they kind of made it ready to be played. Oh. Well, my base's power is out. That's a shame. As I was saying, before the game was finished, there was actually one itty-bitty problem. It was another glitch I discovered, very similar to going through the wall up there. The thing is, if you were on solid land and you clipped through the wall and went into the water, for some reason, like, let me set up the circumstances. How it happened the second time was, I was in my habitat, and if you're in your habitat and there's power in the base, you're getting supplied steady oxygen. So I built my base on the beach of the mountain. And what happened was, because I built it on the beach, as soon as I walked inside the house, it wasn't quite stable. I took a couple of steps forward and immediately fell through the floor. But instead of drowning when I got into the water, I was fine. I was able to breathe, I was able to run around, and I couldn't swim. And another thing about it was, if you clip through the floor after going into the base, anything on the outside that you could see, you can interact with. So I went from the mountain and ran straight to the seafloor and gathered material that I had no business gathering at that point of the game. So from the Aurora, I believe it was like this. When you activated the glitch back then, if you swam into one of the walls, one of the benefits of it was, as I said, gathering materials, but also, as in the habitat, creatures couldn't see you. So I could go down there and nothing would bother me at all. It was actually a really great glitch, until they ruined it by fixing the game. One last thing I should mention. If you're planning on exploiting this glitch, feel free to look around for a way out of here. But as far as I'm concerned, I've checked about 90% of this area, and I'm pretty certain that once you clip through that wall, there is no way out of here. You're trapped inside this box until you either die from starvation or thirst, or, well, you quit. And if for some reason you don't die of starvation and thirst, well, this is your new home. Welcome to hell. And now I gotta find a way out of here. So, in the next episode, we're going to be going over how to make the Prawn Suit, and we're going to be showing off the new and improved base, if I can get out of here. So, until next time, see you later. I'm going to look for a way out for a while. Update to the video. About 30 seconds after I tried to explore the inside and look for a way out, I got myself trapped. Well, there's only one honorable way out of this. Quitting. Well, until next time, see you later.